everyone. Hello, hello. I am Deepal Shah, and I am so excited to be here with all of you. We're going to be talking about connection to eating and healing, right? So, any questions that you have, let's go ahead and talk about intuitive eating during the holidays. There's a huge connection, right? And I want to talk a little bit about this because I feel like a lot of people during this time, right? We're celebrating, we're connecting. But for so many people, it's also bringing a lot of stress and guilt around food. And as a medical intuitive, I see how the energies around food choices impact not just your physical health, but your emotional and spiritual well being. This season, I want to really talk about intuitive healing because really, when we think about food, we don't really intuitively eat it. We basically eat it out of some kind of emotion. Okay. And I used to do it for years. I used to just eat because I was stressed. It was easy. I'm here shopping and here I am hungry. What am I going to do? So, intuitive eating is really about preparing ourselves for the holidays, right? How can we prepare ourselves, prepare our energies and our food choices? And I've learned to do that throughout this year of how to prepare myself for intuitive eating at any time of the year. Because food is our nourishment for our body, our soul, and we have to create a really harmonious relationship with food. And a lot of people do not have that relationship. We just do whatever we want. We have mindless eating, right? While we're watching TV or scrolling through social media. It's becoming this mindless game. And then you overeat, especially in social gatherings. That's completely mindless because if there's snacks put out, you're just going to keep eating, drinking, right? And by the time you know it, you can't even eat your meal. And you've basically built up calories. So, intuitive eating is a practice of tuning into the body's signals and trusting them to guide your food choices. A lot of people don't have a good relationship with their body. They don't listen to their body. And that's where the intuitive eating becomes a challenge. It's about honoring your hunger, savoring your meals, and releasing the guilt or shame often associated with indulging in our favorite holiday treats. I'm not saying don't indulge in them, but practice certain ways of eating, certain things that you eat, and then how you feel about it afterwards. Because I remember those times when I would stuff my face with all the sides for Thanksgiving, and then I'd feel guilty because I'm like, oh crap, I just put on 10 pounds. And tomorrow my body's going to be feeling really exhausted, fatigued, because I ate the foods that probably weren't healthy and I overate. We always have to remember that when we're eating, by the time you get to 75% of your plate, you're going to be full if you just take 5 minutes to rest. Okay? And that's because your brain takes about a few minutes to tell your stomach that it's full. All right? So this way you don't overeat. Now, to practice intuitive eating, it is a practice of tuning into the body, right? And to your body's signals. If your body says, oh, I'm too full, or you can stop now, even though there's more on your plate, you can stop. But nope, we got to finish everything on our plate. So there's certain beliefs when it comes to food. And I want you to tap into those beliefs. Write down those beliefs that you have about food and finishing your food. Okay, I want you to write those down right now. Put it in the comments and tell me what your beliefs are around food. Shiraz says, I eat cookies and bread, a lot of chocolate too, especially since I can't eat too many things with my IBS issues. So, how about just hunger? Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit, just hunger and how to feed hunger. But you want to feed hunger intuitively, okay? What keeps us hungry is because we are not taking that time to balance out our meals throughout the day, and you're not getting the right amount of protein that you need so that your hunger is balanced. You should, between meals, you should at least have 4 hours of time that goes by, because otherwise your body cannot process the food. It cannot metabolize it. Those people who eat throughout the day, that's the wrong mindset around food, that I need to nibble on food throughout the day so I don't gain weight. It's just a mindset. Okay, so we have to really have that breakfast, give 4 hours, have your lunch, give 4 hours, have a snack, give 4 hours, and then have your main meal. But intuitively eating, right? Knowing that you have the right amounts of protein, the proper amounts of veggies, and one small little bit of carb. Okay? And then savoring those flavors, really taking in those flavors, tasting the sweet, the sour, the pungent, all of the foods should be bursting in your mouth, on your tongue. And we don't allow ourselves, we just eat and swallow. We chew a few times and we swallow. But this impacts our digestive system. It impacts the way we think about food and our relationship with food. And so it's really important to honor your hunger with the right types of food. You will feel so much better when you have that protein, when you have those veggies. You're going to feel like you accomplished something. And guess what? The next meal you have, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to intuitively eat, right? Because you don't want to build up on the guilt and shame, because that's associated with then indulging even more. So what I want you to do this holiday season is, instead of counting calories or stressing over what's healthy, what's not, intuitive eating really invites you to ask the following questions, okay? Why does my body truly need this in this moment? Why does my body need, what does my body need in this moment? And if you pick up something that's not healthy, does my body need this in this moment? I see somebody commented, SB with food anxiety, I heart this. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, but sounds good. Maybe you might want to clarify. Okay, so I could really help you. All right. So we're talking about how to intuitively eat during the holidays. And this is the time, I know it's stressful. It's the end of the year. Everything is chaotic. It feels chaotic. And maybe you're feeling unaccomplished. Maybe you're feeling like, okay, I'm going to start off by doing New Year's resolutions, right? And that's when I'm going to start eating better. I'm going to intuitively eat. I'm going to eat my veggies or more veggies. I'm going to incorporate more protein. Like, you tell yourself these things, but why not start now? Why not start now by saying, I can do it right now, and start creating that relationship with your body so that by January you are ready and you don't need resolutions. You don't need resolutions. Okay? So, in order to eat intuitively and eat healthy, ask your body, ask yourself, how will this food make me feel? Emotionally, physically, energetically. If I'm picking up a big Hershey bar, right? That is not high in the energetic vibration food group, okay? It has a very low vibration. And you can check the vibration of food. If you have a pendulum, you can use a pendulum to see which way it goes. If it is highly vibrational or not. And then you know that it is the right food for you or it isn't. Okay. Now, the other question you can ask is, am I eating to nourish or to numb? A lot of times, guess what the answer is? We're using food to numb ourselves, right? We're using sugar, we're using alcohol, we're using all kinds of things to numb ourselves. And it's time to awaken. It's time to stop numbing and really start tuning in, because you've numbed yourself for too long. It's time to awaken and nourish your body. So there's 3 questions that I just went over, okay? What does my body truly need in this moment? Number 1. Number 2, how will this food make me feel physically, emotional, and energetically? And number 3, am I eating to nourish or to numb myself? The holidays are a whirlwind of emotions. Do you guys agree? Like, there's so many emotions just floating in the air, honestly. I mean, there's joy, there's nostalgia, there's stress, and sometimes there's even grief. Food is becoming a coping mechanism, leading you to overindulge, leading you to restrict or feel like you're out of control. And these patterns can disconnect you from your body's wisdom. It disconnects you from your body and your energy. And then sometimes there's discomforts and imbalances then, right? Maybe you feel bloated all day. Maybe you feel gassy. Maybe you get constipated. But whatever you do, please practice intuitive eating, because it helps you stay present, number 1. Number 2, it helps you listen to your body more and create that relationship. And number 3, you're able to approach holiday meals with so much more grace, right? From an energetic perspective, that relationship with food is deeply tied to certain areas, certain chakras of your body. Maybe some of you might notice that your second chakra is not balanced, or your third chakra. Your second chakra is right around the pelvis, a little bit above, and then your third chakra is right here, right in the middle of your lower rib cage. And these govern a lot of emotions and personal power. And when you feel like you have lost personal power, then you're going to notice blocks in these areas. And they can manifest as emotional eating, cravings, or even digestive problems, like I just mentioned. Does anybody have these things going on right now in their body? I mean, I'm just kind of curious. I see Sarah says, since I gave up sugar by 95%, intuitive eating is much better. That is awesome, Sarah. And then feeling good in my body has become first priority, and I'm at my best weight for a long time now. See, we can do it, right? Sarah's proven that it is possible for us to intuitively eat and lose weight, right? I mean, how many of you are on a weight loss journey, right? And you're constantly struggling. What if it just took this one thing where you can intuitively eat and lose the weight? Because now you're asking those 3 questions that I mentioned earlier. And if you're just joining, please do go over this later on, watch the replay, because we're here for 30 minutes and then you can watch the replay, okay? But it's really important to be in control during the holidays of what you're putting in your body, because you don't want to get uncomfortable. And maybe you already did that during Thanksgiving. Maybe you already got uncomfortable and you're like, oh, I just feel awful. I ate too much turkey. I ate too much potatoes, too much mac and cheese. Whatever you did, it's okay. Let the past be the past. Now you've got another holiday coming up. We've got New Year's, we've got Christmas, right? Let that be your next time to show yourself that you can intuitively eat. And by the way, I do want to mention that if you go to my link, and I know a lot of you are here, and I appreciate you being here and taking the time to heal yourself. We are having 2 things coming up this month, and it is a holiday healing extravaganza, which is going to be taking place on Zoom next week on the 11th. And the link, for those of you who are on TikTok, it's right up here. If you go click on my picture and you go in my bio, right under my bio, there's a Linktree link. You could go there and you'll see Holiday Healing Extravaganza, December 11th, and sign up. It's completely free. Bring a friend. And it's going to be myself as well as 2 and maybe some other healers that are going to be joining to heal your body, to help break up those blockages so that you can have an amazing 2025. So come join us. All you have to do is go up here, click on my picture, and I'm just pointing at those people on TikTok, okay? For those of you who are here on YouTube and Facebook, you could actually go to the comments and scroll up, and you could see the link there, okay? We also have something else coming up. On December 20th, we're connecting with your guides for 2025. Many people feel that they're not supported, they're not connected to their guides, but I want to help you make that connection for 2025. So we're doing this now so that you are ready. You are ready to manifest, you're ready to feel supported, and you are ready to heal. So there's 2 links. I'm going to share that with you. One is the Holiday Healing Extravaganza, December 11th. And the link is anandaforlife.com/holiday healing. And the other one is connect with your guides on December 20th, anandaforlife.com/guides. Okay. Really, really easy. For those of you who are on TikTok, you could go to my picture, click on the link under my bio. It's in my Linktree link, and I hope to see you there. I'm just going to read a few comments because I do want to see what people are saying. I see Joe says digestive issues and sinus headaches. Yeah, when you eat too much, you will get, when you're not intuitively eating, let's say, you will get headaches and you may even get sinus headaches, right? There's a lot of things that can happen when you don't intuitively eat. Now, from an energetic perspective, I said that there's a lot of things happening when you're not intuitively eating. But healing work, when you heal your body, when you start to heal your body, we start to clear out those energetic imprints that stay there every time you eat. Maybe you're somebody, even if you take a little piece of something, some rice or vegetables, you feel guilty even for that, or shameful. Maybe you have some kind of fear around food. We have to clear that. Okay? And we have to tune into those subtle signals of hunger and fullness, because your body talks. Your body is talking all the time. One of the things that I've constantly seen every holiday, I mean, I'm always booked out, but every holiday I get extra booked out. Okay, because there's deep wounds that come up. We get triggered. And uncovering and healing those subconscious beliefs or traumas that are triggering unhealthy eating habits is really, really important during the holidays. And that's why we are offering the healings on December 11th as well as December 20th. And you want to show up and you want to bring a buddy, okay? Because you have to address some of these things that are underlying your eating habits. I mean, so many people want to lose weight. So many people want to look good for the new year and beyond. You want to look good, you want to feel good, but you can't do it without intuitive eating. So here's some tips that I have for you today. Okay? Slow down. Take a moment to breathe before you eat. And I want you to notice the colors, the smells, the textures of your food. That's how you start. Okay? Check in with yourself. Ask what you truly want and need before filling your plate. That's important. But I'm telling you, you will always need protein and veggies. So guess what? You only have to think of one more thing to fill your plate. You know, in India, Ayurvedic meals, we have something like a little bit of everything, okay? And there's the sweet, the sour, the all the different flavors, okay, that our taste buds need, the salty, all of that, so that when you're finished eating, you're satisfied. Because if you notice, and I used to be guilty of this, that after I eat my meal, maybe I need to go have a dessert, okay? And I stopped buying certain foods and filling up my pantry, because what happened was that I would eat it, even though I would tell myself, I'm not going to eat this. I'm just keeping it there in the pantry. Well, what the heck am I keeping it for? Who am I keeping it for? Of course, because it becomes a habit, I am going to go ahead and grab a cookie or chips or whatever's in the pantry because it's there and it's staring at me. That's not intuitive, guys. That's not intuitive eating. Intuitive eating involves us to clean out our pantry. Okay? Start using spices Okay. And I'm not saying make your food spicy. No, I'm not saying that at all. Spices like cardamom, cinnamon, um, paprika. You can use fennel. There are so many different spices. And if you get like a spice book, oh my goodness, you can use cloves, ajwain, cumin, coriander. And then you could get a bunch of herbs to help make things flavorful and to satisfy you. The thing with food and intuitive eating is the satisfaction that we need, right? And because you're not getting satisfied, you just keep eating and looking for it in your pantry, right? Arthur says, I tend to eat to more than full. So 85% sounds good. Good. That's perfect. So set boundaries. Like, don't let social pressures dictate your food choices. I actually did that for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be honest with you because my brother, I haven't seen him in a while, and we went there for Thanksgiving and they were making falafel, and I brought my own pita, okay? Because it was a low calorie pita. It was high in protein, so it was a keto pita. And instead, because he kind of pressured me into, he was like, come on, you got to try this pita. We brought it just for you. And it was one of those really fat pitas, okay, from the grocery store. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Okay, that's fine. But then I felt a little guilty and I felt really heavy and full. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that again. So for Christmas, I'm not falling into those societal or family pressures ever again because I was already ready with what I wanted to eat. And then I let that pressure get to me. And normally I'm pretty disciplined, but I was like, it's okay. It's just one time, right? But what I learned is that it's not just one time, because that one time can really, really hinder your progress if your goal is to lose weight or to intuitively eat, right? If that's your goal, then sometimes falling back like that can really make you feel crappy. So I just gave you my example of the societal pressures, and just recognize when you've been pressured and then you feel like, oh, I could have avoided that, you know? Um, and make sure that when you do go through this holiday period, to engage in healing practices. Okay. You could do meditation. You can have an energy healer work on you. You can make sure you're grounding yourself before you go to some of these family gatherings and things like that. So you want to make sure that you are fully weaponized, you know, and then I believe your relationship with food during the holiday season and beyond will be so much better, you know, and there's so much self-discovery in this entire practice that you'll see that it works for you, because now you start to trust your body. You know what it needs. And that's your intuition talking to you. And your intuition is your greatest ally, right? So I know if you like deeper support in healing your relationship with food and creating balance in your body and your energy systems, I highly recommend that you come and join me on December 11th. We're doing healings. It's going to be on Zoom. And then, so it's a very intimate group. Okay. And so we're going to be picking people to do healings, as well as come to December 20th, where we're having the connection with your guides. And I've put the links in the comments, so you could scroll up to the top after this replay is finished. Okay, after this live is finished, you can look at the replay and get the links from the comments. Okay, and if you need the link, just put link in the comments and I'll make sure to get you both of the links, okay? So you could do that as well. There's two ways of connecting with me, okay? All right. And if you have any questions, let me answer them now. I hope you enjoyed today's intuitive healing lesson. I love to bring all this wisdom and knowledge to you so that we can start working with our body rather than against our body and creating that relationship that we need so that we could be more intuitive with our body. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. And I want to say lots of love and light. And thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you all next week and on the December 11th extravaganza, healing holiday extravaganza. Okay. And bye bye, everybody. Lots of love and light.